I'm Nerice Gietel, and I've been living in Hong Kong for 7 years minus two. I just came back after 2 years away. And 7 years ago, when I moved here, I started my own career coaching business, initially focusing on supporting women who've had a career break to go back to work after their break, majority professional women who've had a few years of experience in different industries. And over time, this sort of grew and evolved to me working more and more with professionals who are within their careers and thinking of making a career change, but not knowing exactly where to go. So I support those kind of professionals. And currently, as I said, I just returned to Hong Kong 2 months ago, and I'm doing a part of, I've got a contract, deliver career coaching to master students at HKUST. And I also work with professionals who are transitioning out of roles that they've been in for the last, I don't know, for a long time. So senior professionals. So yeah, I basically coach a lot of different people at different stages in their careers, and I enjoy that. So yeah, wow, this is a very exciting one. No, it wasn't a childhood dream to become a career coach. I think the dream that I had when I finished secondary school it wasn't a dream, it was just the feeling, intuition that what I want to do is to work with people. And the journey to starting my own business was me trying out different types of professions and ways of working with people to eventually get to this point where I feel like I've probably found the right mixture of things to do. So just to go back, after I finished university, one of my first jobs was to be a social worker in the UK. I didn't do that for a very long time. From there, I moved on to working at the domestic and sexual violence charity, which felt more empowering in the sense that we were there to support those who were seeking help at the moment that they wanted the help. But then after a while, you know, there was an element of ambition from my side, and I felt that working in a relatively small charity, there was an opportunity for growth that I wanted. It took 2 years before I changed direction. But as I said, there was still this ambition. So I did another master's in human resource development and consultancy, which I then leveraged to move into HR and HR business partnering. And then I lost my job when I was 3 months pregnant. And that was a blessing in disguise in many ways because of the timing and everything that was going on. I did a qualification in executive coaching and mentoring whilst I was, just in the 6 months I had left before I gave birth to my daughter. And then we moved to Hong Kong 6 months after she was born. So a lot of changes in life, but this break, I don't know. I never considered losing my job a failure because that was me standing up for things I believed in, and that clashed. So that relationship had to end. Um, but this sudden break actually gave me the opportunity to stop and think about myself. And actually, doing this coaching qualification also made me think more broadly about my life. What do I actually want? What matters to me? And and then moving to Hong Kong gave me an opportunity to be in a new place and try something else. And I decided to take the plunge and see if there was a need for what I have to offer. So it took a little bit of time to figure out who I want to coach and all of that. I just thought, actually, I want to support women after they have babies because nobody prepares you for this. Having had a child myself recently, you can't explain that to anybody, what happens to your body, to your mind. And being somebody who was really driven and very ambitious before I had my daughter, just physically struggling to get going as quickly as I thought I would be able to, really made me think, how do women do it? How do they go back to work? What can I do? How can I use what I've learned, my experience, to support them with that transition? What I love most is the coaching, is that building that relationship with my clients and supporting them to transition. My role is really to facilitate and be there, be somebody who my clients can come to with their problems and just facilitate the process by listening and asking questions to help them to see things from different perspectives themselves and decide for themselves what kind of actions they're going to take in order to achieve their goals. Those who get it and are willing to take the plunge and go on this journey of transformation. So it's not just learn how to do something, but actually start seeing yourself and seeing things from a different perspective, and therefore also do things differently so that you achieve things that you've not been able to so far. I find that the most fulfilling, because it's almost like magic happens, and every time, you cannot foresee at the beginning of the process what is going to happen. Wow, this is a very big one. I think that within Hong Kong you have places and spaces where you can be included. Sometimes you need to work in order to be included as well. And in that sense, for me, as somebody who doesn't speak, I tried to learn Cantonese when we first arrived, and gave up when I couldn't even get good morning right. People misunderstood me saying Josa, and thought I was saying something else. So I gave up on that. But even so, I've been able to start my own business and get clients. And I'm still going after 7 years, and the business has still managed to somehow survive in some way, despite me leaving Hong Kong and coming back. So yeah, it's not a straightforward answer, but I think it's if you um, look for it, and if you are willing to go out and try different things, I think almost everyone can find a space or find community or communities where they have a real sense of belonging. I feel like it's a kind of place where if you put your, if you're willing to work and you show up, things can happen. In Europe, for example, where the establishment, it's much harder to break into. Making big structural changes it is very difficult. So really entering certain professions for certain groups, in the Netherlands, for example, is still quite difficult because of structural, yeah, I don't, institutional racism in some ways, and structural issues that here, I don't know. I mean, it's different. Yeah. Bearing in mind that for me, the coaching is the most important thing. So my future plan for my business is actually to keep finding ways to be able to do that, because that's what fulfills me. I have had stages in the growing my business that I thought, oh, okay, I need to create products and I need to scale and all of that. But the journey in itself has taught me that which matters the most for me is the doing. Yeah, I'm not planning to build some kind of coaching empire. I want to just make sure that I keep myself in a position to keep coaching. And the way that I'm working towards that is to make sure that I keep my knowledge up to date. So I train and retrain, and and keep delivering the best possible service to my clients so that they keep coming. It's the advice that I give almost everybody who comes to me for career coaching. I think the most important thing is to figure out what you want to do. That is the biggest step. Because when you know what you want to do and why you want to do it, and why you need to do it as well. So sometimes it's not necessarily what you want to do, what you need to do because of your personal circumstances. That when you're able to align what you need and want from work with what you're doing, then the way to get there will become easier. So when you have that kind of clarity, it's easier to see opportunities. When you have that kind of clarity, you can go to somebody for advice and say, hey, how did you do that? How do you write a CV? And people will be able to help you. But nobody can get the clarity for you about what is important and meaningful, and or yeah, what you need to be doing in terms of work. You're the only one who can do that work.